Hi everyone, it's Liz Losing It here. Today I'm going to go over my surgery day and my first week being post-op vertical sleeve gastrectomy. And if I go over time, I will split it up into two, but for now I am pretty certain that I'll be able to get it all into one. I have this video a little bit more organized, so we're getting there. It's going to be improving. Don't worry, guys. Stay in there. Hang on. It's going to be good. I'm going to try to give you guys some good information, help some people learn about VSG, vertical sleeve gastrectomy out there, and most importantly, share my journey and have it for myself to look back on. So that's going to be awesome. And I'm going to keep improving. That's what we all do, right? And as you can see, I'll just tell you real quick, because some of you might be wondering, those are my kids right there, and that's my lovely little piece of art above my bed. I love the color purple. It's my favorite color. Okay, that's totally off subject, but I just thought, you see it in the background. I always wonder when I'm watching YouTube videos when I see stuff in the background, so I thought I would be nice and show you exactly what it is. My little babies. One of them's not so little. Anyway, I digress. I'm sorry. I'm rambling on. So surgery day. My surgery was done in Lincoln, Nebraska by Dr. Hung. I'm gonna try not to say I'm trying. So by Dr. Hung, that's with Surgical Associates is the name of the clinic that it go through, and I had that procedure done at Bryan West LGH, and I had it at 5:30 in the morning was the time I had to be there. Surgery was at 7:30, so I was the first surgery of the day. Um, oh, I said again. What? I mean, like a zapper or something, so I don't say it. So we got there a little bit early because we had an hour drive, so I was just a little bit nervous. We got there a little bit early. They were actually doing a fire drill when we got there. So there was like this security guard running past, and like the alarms were going off, and we just kind of stood there. We're like, oh, okay. And then the security guard told us to just don't worry about it. It's a drill. So that was kind of weird and interesting. But anyway, the front desk lady finally came and she told us just to hang tight until 5:30. So we waited, and then she took us back to kind of just a really small room and gave me like a package of, the clothes you had to change into. Mine was like a paper gown I had to change into. Ugh. And it had like plastic lining in the front. Oh, it was horrible. I did not like it. I've had a couple surgeries and I've never had to wear anything like that. So that wasn't my favorite. And then I got warm socks because my feet are always cold. So that helped. And then I just kind of sat there chit-chatting with my husband, and then my parents also came. And the nurse was super friendly, went over everything, asked if I had any questions. She said I was healthy, so that was nice. She's like, well, you're healthy. You don't have any, you know, diabetes or asthma or anything. And I'm like, yep, that's why I'm getting the surgery, because then I can lose weight and I won't have to worry about that stuff, because that's the road I'm going down. I might not be there, but I'm on my way there. So that's what I kind of explained to her. And, she was great. She was nice. And then basically, time goes by so fast. It went by so fast, and then before I knew it, the anesthesiologist came in and introduced herself, and she was so nice, and she said, went over everything, asked if I had any questions, and she said that the next time she'll be seeing me, I'll be going to sleep. So that was exciting. And then my doctor popped in and said hi right before he went back to get ready for my surgery, and asked if I had any questions, and I didn't. I was just ready at that point. So took me back, and when I was getting ready to go to sleep, they got me positioned and stuff, and they actually had these really comfortable like armrest things. And for a lot of my other surgeries, I don't remember like being quite that comfortable. Maybe my last C-section, but not my first, definitely. They didn't have that, so that was nice. I felt really comfortable actually, so that was awesome. And she said, all right, I'm just giving you antibiotics, I'll let you know when I put you to sleep. And then she said, just take some deep breaths into the mask, and then I don't remember anything. And so that's when I had my surgery. And then and when I woke up, all I remember was I was like, they call it retching, and I had my hands clamped to the sides of the rail of the bed, and I was like, huh, huh, like coughing, gagging, just ugh, it was bad. And like literally, I was doing it so hard that my legs were flying up in the air. Like it was crazy. It was just crazy. And I mean, I couldn't throw up. There was nothing to throw up. I couldn't throw up. So, but it was just that my body was like, what just happened? And it was just I had so much nausea. I think they gave me so much medicine to try to help it. And I was telling my husband today, it was so funny. I remember I had my eyes closed most of the time, so I don't even really remember what it looked like for recovery. I think it was kind of, it wasn't like a private recovery room or anything. It was just kind of like an open area. But I had a nurse standing right beside me. And the first thing I said was, I want to see my family. I want to see my family. And she's like, nope, nope, you can't see your family. You're not ready to go back to your room yet. She's like, you're still too nauseous and something else. There was some other reason. I'm not sure why. Can't think of it right now. Anyway, and and you're still too drowsy. So I was sitting there and I'm like, okay, I gotta wake up. I gotta wake up. I want to see my family. I want to be with my family. So I literally like sat up, opened my eyes like this, and I'm like, I want to see my family. And then I went and shut him again. So I don't think I don't think she was fooled, but I was really trying to trick her into thinking I was just awake and ready and to see them. So I thought that was funny. I probably, looked like one of those drunk people like, really, I can drive, I promise. And I was like, I want to see my family. So finally, that was obnoxious, but anyway. Finally, I got back there. I don't really remember. My parents were there for a couple hours and I was just sleeping, of course. Like when I had my gallbladder surgery, I did the same thing. I didn't really wake up until like 3 in the afternoon. And then I had really bad like pain in my chest. It felt so tight in my chest and in my back. My back hurt so bad. And it's just the gas pain, I know. So knowing that it was the gas pain, the only way that it would help me was to walk. And they tell you that before surgery, and I was never afraid of walking. I've had 2 C-sections, so that's a lot harder in my opinion. Not to take away from how hard this surgery is, because it's hard, but C-sections are really hard. But yeah, I got up walking and I ended up starting walking, like I walked at 3, I walked at 5, and then once my night nurse came on at 7, I walked again, and then it was every 3 hours after that until the morning, because I could only sleep for 3 hours between like when they gave me my pain medicine. They gave me Dilaudid through my IV, like they would just inject it into my IV. It would wear off, and then I would wake up after the 3 hours had passed. I would wake up and I would be in pain still. So I'd either wait until they gave me the pain medicine, or if I just couldn't stand it, I would get out of bed. And sometimes I just couldn't stand it. I was like, nope, I gotta get out of bed now. And like I almost couldn't even wait for the nurse to come in and get me out of bed. So, I'm sorry, I said So yeah, my night nurse that went walking with me, she was great. We talked, and she was just funny. She asked me about the surgery a little and told me that her husband had gotten it. I think it was a gastric bypass though, and so she was super nice. And then I ended up having to stay a second night just because of the nausea. And every time they gave me pain medicine, I would get really nauseous. And I like the first day every time, and a little bit of the second day, I think. Well, yeah, a little bit of that second day, I would get really nauseous and gag and just feel absolutely awful. Um, so what they had me do was I was on Zofran and I think I went for a little bit. I was on Phenergan, but I had the Dilaudid for pain, the Zofran for nausea, and then I had Protonix for like the acid and everything. And I'm still on the Protonix, and I still have the Zofran on hand just in case I need it. But one of the tricks they told me about for nausea is smelling an alcohol pad. And I never thought that that would work. I mean, maybe it's just a mental trick or something, or it takes your mind off of it. I have no idea. It's probably just totally psychological and it doesn't serve any purpose but to make you think you feel better by smelling it. So I don't know. But seriously, it worked. And I'd be like, just let me smell that alcohol pad. I think it was when I went down for my swallow study that first morning. The radiologist was like, what is she doing? Because I was feeling a little nauseous, like coming down. I had to, take a ride down to radiology to get my swallow study leak test or whatever you call it. And he just kind of looked at me and was like, what is that about? So I probably looked like such a weirdo the entire time, but it helped. So that's all that matters. So yeah, you might want to remember that trick. And they wouldn't even let me have Gas X strips. Everyone says that it's so important to bring Gas X strips, but well, I mean, some people, but lately I've heard that other people say it hasn't worked. So it's kind of a toss up. But my husband bought them for me, and then I never ended up being able to even use them. So I had to reposition myself. So yeah, the nurse wasn't even sure if I could have them. I mean, that first whole day I couldn't have anything in my mouth, so that's when the gas pain was the worst. And then by doing all the walking I did, my gas pain was pretty much gone the second day, and I was fine. So I didn't really need anything. So, and then I got a shower that second day, pretty uneventful. Had a couple of visitors, and then it was by lunchish, like noon or 11 on that third day that I would have been in the hospital, is when I got discharged. My doctor saw me like first thing in the morning, and he said, well, you're doing great. You're doing awesome. No complications. We'll give you something for nausea just in case, and just make sure, you stay up on your fluids, up on your protein, and we'll see you in I think it's like 2.5, 3 weeks that I go back. I had my surgery on May 6th, and I go back for my pre-op on May 23rd, so you do the math. So yeah, this video got super long, of course, right? So I will end it here, and then I will do a first week video because I definitely want to share that experience because it's been interesting. And yeah, I have some stuff to say about that too. So hopefully you will enjoy that video. Hopefully you got some information from this video. I would really appreciate it if you guys are watching my videos, if you want to comment on them and just kind of let me know if there's information that I'm leaving out that you want to hear. I mean, I'm doing this for myself, but I'm also doing this for anyone who might, want to watch and learn about my experience. So please reach out to me. Let me know. Let me know what you'd like to hear. Give me questions. I'll answer them. Want to get to know you. Tell me about yourself, where you're at in your VSG journey or weight loss surgery journey or just weight loss journey. I would love to hear from anyone. So I will talk to you guys later. Bye.